Alright, we got the Deals Home Hunt 2013 daytime walkthrough here. Figured I'd show you guys what I've been up to since last year. The sign finally got painted last year, the Demons Get Extra Candy sign, and I also did a little antiquing on the Pose and Stay skeletons with some brown spray paint, and I think they turned out pretty good looking. The big addition to my time this year was on the fence, the cemetery fence. It was a pain to build, took forever, but I think it turned out pretty well. I didn't go all the way around the yard like I originally planned, just because I really got tired of making it. Got the tombstones that Rose designed out last year and came up with the names for. The Seymour Dirts, Barry Batty, Ben Better, and Anita Newhart. This guy here was pretty much a bunch of scrap parts that I threw together. Had a costume and a head sitting around. An arm had fallen off a skeleton and kind of threw him together. He helped round out more zombies since I got Zombie Stacy here last year. And they came out with Zombie Rob from the Halloween store. So I picked those two up. I think it helps round out the zombies in the yard. These guys have been my first real attempt at plastic corpsing, which if you haven't done any plastic corpsing, I recommend it. I think they turned out pretty darn well for how fast they were. Originally they were supposed to be holding the coffin up on their shoulders like I'd seen a bunch of other people do, but the coffin didn't want to stay up there, and I didn't want to break my skeleton, so I brought it down lower and had them kind of pulling it out of the ground almost. There's my attempt at latex last year. My first attempt to do any latexing. The crank ghost being inside rather than in a tree has worked out great. You can't see it very well during the daytime here, but at night, I mean, she really just has a little extra pop that the crank ghost is supposed to have. My witch's coven quickly turned into Witch Sisters because I kind of ran out of time and didn't finish them. They don't have any of the movement they're supposed to have too, but I left it so that I can go back and add the motor and have her head move back and forth and her arms and head both move up and down as soon as the motor is added. I lost a lot of time this year because of this guy right here. He worked pretty well last year, and this year I replaced his cauldron, and he gave me all kinds of fits. And I think he's got him going all right now, though. Of course, he stirs the cauldron. There's fog that comes out of that, and a light inside there too. I also had the motion to his head up and down this year that I didn't have last year. I think adds the little extra bit of creep that he needed. I was able to put in the pumpkin patch this year because of a little overstock store called A to Z that we've got around here. I was able to get them all pretty cheap and make the whole patch. Pumpkinhead guy, I got him kind of hidden back here behind the other things, mostly because I didn't finish his feet that I said I was going to do last year, and his head quit turning back and forth. It turned last year. And a couple little skeletons there. The skeleton in the cage from last year, built out of a whole bunch of scrap parts. And it's really nice that it stacks flat when you're done. The rebar just slides in there. A lot of people like him, especially for being a bunch of scraps. And he's up there tied pretty high in that tree, so when the wind blows, he gets swinging pretty good, which adds a nice little effect. I brought the bride and groom. They came outside this year. I don't know how I feel about it yet. They kind of been blowing around a lot and needing some constant attention, but I brought them out here this year. Got a couple more little things just to fill in some gaps, which I kind of like. They're not too impressive, but they're nice filling gaps. The real tombstones that I scored from the tombstone engraving place. I wasn't too happy with this guy last year. I had him just to kind of fill in a corner, but for 30 bucks from Walgreens. But where I've got him at this year on the garage, I think he looks fantastic up there, and I'm really happy with the way it's turned out. He's broke twice, but he's been worth the effort. Chuckles here got a few extra zombie babies to come join him. Join the Death Day party. Everyone always comments on how creepy the clown is. I think it could just be a normal smiling clown and people would think it was creepy. Didn't do too much to the garage this year, just put the black plastic in, and pretty much that was it, because the garage this year doesn't face the road very well, so Slim here you're not going to be able to see very well until Halloween night, but that's okay. It can be a little extra surprise for the people that have been driving by. Made quite a few of these foam heads with great stuff, and doing the plastic corpsing and just playing around with eyeballs and playing around with making a half skull and having teeth showing and mouths cut out and trying to figure out exactly what I want to do with it, since like I said the technique's pretty new. Alright, well I'll upload a video also of the nighttime so that you can see it all in action.